Good morning. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great week, enjoying summertime. The days are starting to get a little bit shorter, and as I'm recording this, it's just a little bit more comfortable outside, a little cooler, not so humid. How about nicknames? You ever have any nicknames? Oh, when I was a kid, yeah, my brother had one for me. I did not like it, and the fact that I didn't like it, just that made it work. He called me Pudger. Had something to do with my nose. Did not like that. Well, Bob Goff shares this, that he says we should be picky about our nicknames. And he says, do you have one? I'm going to tell you another nickname that I have. He said when he was in Uganda, he said he got a couple of them, and one of his was Babu. And he said, I'd like to tell you that it means super handsome and really smart guy, but it means elder or grandfather. So it's just old guy. I remember we were in Haiti, and some kids were helping kind of push somebody up towards the citadel, and they called him Buku Papa. It means Big Daddy. It doesn't take a whole lot to figure that one out. But, nicknames can be ironic. Sometimes there's like this 400-pound guy, and what's your name? It's Tony, but they call me Tiny. Where it's like, yeah, right, Tiny. That's perfect for you. Or some 6'10" guy, they call me Shorty. The Bible is replete with examples of people whose names were changed. Sarai became Sarah. Abraham became Abram. Jacob became Israel. Hosea became Joshua. There's all sorts of examples of stuff like this. The first time that I went to Haiti, it was 1981. And there was these kids that lived in an orphanage, and those kids have grown up, and I still know some of those kids, and it's an amazing story. They're in their 50s now. But they came up with this nickname for me, Jean Foucault. And I asked, because they'd say Jean Foucault and they'd laugh, and I didn't know if it was good or bad. And I was told that it was a play name and that it existed. A few years back, about 7 years ago, I was in Olympic National Park, just outside of Seattle, and I'm looking at this map, and there's this waterway that separates Washington from British Columbia, which is Canada, and it is called the Strait of Juan de Fuca. That's not a coincidence. One is the Spanish, one is the French. And so I did a little research, and I don't know why it took me till now to do it, but he was an explorer who was born and he died in Greece. Well, I'm part Greek. My last name would be Glimakopoulos. I'm like, that's crazy. How did these kids know that I was Greek? I don't believe in reincarnation or anything, but it also said that he traveled to where British Columbia and Washington now meet. And also he got involved in a battle right by Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. I'm like, and these are places that I've been, just kind of crazy. But here's the thing. Did you know that Jesus has a nickname? I've read it before, but I've kind of passed over it. In Revelation chapter 19, it says his eyes, this is him riding on a white horse, are like blazing fire, and on his head are many crowns. He has a name written on him that no one knows but he himself. It also says in the book of Revelation that to the one who is victorious, that God, I will give a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it. We need to hear the name that God has for us. Think of Peter. Okay, so it's kind of weird. I'm not really an explorer, but I've gone on a lot of trips. I've traveled like this Greek relative of mine from a long time ago, and it's just crazy that nickname ties in with that. But God has a special name for each and every one of us. And the sooner we can kind of find out what that is, the better, because then we can become that. Because the goal is for all of us to become like Jesus. But we will not all be identical. We're going to be a different expression of Jesus. Back when Peter was just Simon, he was kind of flimsy, and he was anything but Peter the Rock. Jesus called him the Rock, and do you know what? He became a rock. So ask God, what's that name you have for me? I have some goals. There's some things, that's what I really, really, really want to be. And I want to become that more and more. And that's my hope and my prayer for you as well. God bless you. Have a great week.